day. Today I am at Emily Murphy Park in Edmonton. It is about 22 degrees, partly cloudy, partly sunny. It can't make up its mind. So, thought I'd get some walking in. I haven't really walked since got back from vacation. We did go kayaking on Friday, but the exercise in that is more so in the loading and unloading the boats, so not sure how much that counts. Lots of picnic space here at Emily Murphy. Not too busy right now. So I'm heading towards Hawrelak Park to the west. You can also head towards the Kinsman Park to the east. I saw the running room truck packing up, so there must have been some kind of tournament here or run of some sort that I'm glad I missed. Fair amount of parking here, but a lot of it is used right now. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. So let's try and knock out a few kilometers today. Kind of peoply around here, but it's a Sunday, so what do you expect? But some people are having some nice, good old-fashioned cookouts. Ooh, again, if I had smell-o-vision, I would share it with you. Kind of wood-burning, sausage cooking aromas around. There's a few picnic sites still available, but the weather does look kind of unpredictable, so people may not have wanted to risk it. Sadly, being a public park, there is your level of homeless people and crackheads wandering around, so be mindful of that. North Saskatchewan looks like it's flowing pretty good today. Not quite my liking for kayaking just yet. When I first moved here, this would have been back in 83 or 83, but somewhere around 85, this river flooded and the water was to the very bottom of this bridge. Can you imagine from where it is now, flooding all the way up there? We haven't seen water like that in forever. Luckily, because this park was pretty much underwater, along with many other that are right next to the river. So 1.6 kilometers to William Hawrelak Park. But there's also a trail around Hawrelak that is still open even though the park is closed. Trails are open to bikes, and dogs are allowed as long as they're on a leash. Some people back there picking berries off a tree. I don't know what kind of berries they're picking. They were fairly high up. I forget where I was going to go back. Oh, somewhere around Lois Hole. There's all kinds of wild raspberry bushes. We got some rain last night, so relatively humid today. And with the cloud cover, it keeps the humidity up. Cyclists coming up behind me, at least they're using their bell. That's appreciated. A lot of people with those big wheel bikes. Those ones that they just rode by on might be electric. Across the way there's a lot of open space for picnicking too. Not a lot of camp stoves or whatever you call them there. So you may have to bring your own Coleman. That's one thing I can say I maybe only have done twice in my life, is gone on a picnic and used one of those wood burning little stoves. What a sheltered life I've lived. Fair amount of bike riding through here. And apparently dope smoking too, unless I'm coming across a skunk. I hate that smell. Skunks and marijuana. There's two trails paralleling each other, and this one's you can walk on and bike on. The other one is just skiing and biking. Or sorry, skiing and walking. I chose this side because it's closer to the river, but a little bit more traffic. Because of the humidity, and I knew I'd kind of be walking in the trees here, I decided to douse myself with bug spray. Didn't realize it was going to be this warm today. So I'm wearing my exercise black jeans. More people picking berries. They know more about it than what I do. I wouldn't even know which ones to take. What kind of berries are these that people are picking? My best guess would be Saskatoons, but if you know, bleep bloop it down below. Oh, and to continue to prostitute myself, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all those things. Doesn't cost you anything. Kind of keeps me motivated to walk and continue my channel. I do need to get back to some DIY stuff, but I'm kind of hoping my channel just turns into a mundane man, whatever you doing today type channel, which mostly right now is walking, obviously. Someone lost their little bracelet. Right next to the trail is the Mayfair Golf and Country Club, hidden by the trees. I'm pretty sure that's a private one. And love how a guy can't read signs, so he's riding his bike on the walking trail only. God, people are dumb. I guess we all make our indiscretions in life, but how hard is it to read the fucking 5 signs you've passed? I have to go back to work tomorrow, so I might be a little bit grumpy today. People are gobbling up them berries. And some people can't give up a free deal. Be nice if somebody or these people left some for the wildlife. But I guess I can only assume that they would just rot on the tree and fall off. Guess that proves that humans are the most invasive species on the planet. Fair amount of traffic through here, but overall quite peaceful today. Lots of room to spread out around here. I like that. Asked a lady what kind of berries they were picking, and they are Saskatoon, so they're coming into bloom here. Or not bloom, ripeness. All kinds of them along the trail here though. See, how hard is it to figure out that sign? You can walk and bike on this trail, but you can only walk on that trail. Okay, I'm gonna try and stop ranting here. Looks like there's gonna be lots more to come yet. So, if you're in the river valley in Edmonton and want to steal the food from the natural wildlife, there it is. I think I've had Saskatoon pie before, and maybe jam. They're just tiny berries though. I'm sure these will, they don't ripen, or they ripen at about that size, not much bigger. So that would be a trail into Hawrelak Park. It's still under renovation right now, but the trail is open, paralleling it. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the cultural, what is it called? Better view of the river here. Not like you haven't seen it before on my video. Edmonton Heritage Festival was what I was trying to remember. I should know that off the top of my head. The old gray matter ain't clicking like it used to. And that's going to be on August 2nd to 4th. Just a nice view of the river here. And the Heritage Festival will be at Expo Center this year. Okay, they say Hawrelak Park will be open in 2026. I know part of it was to clean out the pond and make it healthier so they can still continue with the triathlon competition that they usually have here every year. So far this trail's had minimal elevation changes. There is the odd hill up and down, but not too much though. As per usual, I am overdressed. When will I learn? But maybe all the extra sweat I let out helps me lose that water weight I've been carrying. You're kidding yourself, Mundane man, it's fat. This trail will eventually take us to the pedestrian bridge that takes you over to Laurier Park. I've never been a big fan of just picking berries off a tree and eating them. I prefer them in pie. Big surprise. Or in my shake. Like to buy a bowl of blueberries and eat them. Does not turn my crank, but throw them in the blender with my protein. I like that just as well. Strawberries and raspberries are a little bit different. I could probably eat them right off the plant. When the sun comes out, she is hot. Maybe it's warmer than 23 now. Pedestrian bridge there. I'm just going to keep heading along the river here for a little bit longer. I've already done 3 kilometers. Last time I was down here it was icy and wet. So I won't be going as far as I did all the way down to Keeler Road. But let's just see what this trail brings us in the summertime. So over here is part of the Hawrelak off-leash trail, so bring your dogs and let them run. Again, if you're not a big fan of dogs running up to you, then you might not want to take this part of the trail. This steep trail here, I think I skated down in the winter. Where the dogs are barking on the other side, that's where people let their dogs run in the river. And people out in their floaties. So the river can't be moving that bad then. They're not going by real fast. People canoeing out there too. They're working over there though, trying to get into the direction they want to go. And if you do have dogs off leash in here, look out for the cyclists. Some of them ride like a-holes. I thought about adding my bike into my exercise regimen, but haven't even rode it a block yet. Need to ponder that. It's just sitting there, and it's a good bike. We'll see. Fucking brakes, buddy. Jesus Christ, you're not the only one on the trail. Asshole. This is a hill here that in early spring or late winter I fell down and slid down about 10 feet and got soaking wet. Just about time to turn around. I know this trail doesn't make a loop, so no matter what, I'm going to be backtracking. However, give you some Mundane Man effect. Copyright. These trails are mostly gravel, so fairly easy to walk on. And in this part of the trail, a lot more elevation changes, so just be mindful of that. And then there's these side trails too that you can take. She's nice in here, but a far cry from the nice cedar smelling forests on Vancouver Island. Mainly around Nanaimo, because that's all I experienced this past week. Okay, these stairs will take me up to Groat Road, and I could parallel Groat Road and get back to my car, but I'm going to just take these stairs to keep up my stair climbing ability and then head back the same way I came. I made it. I forgot to count. Oh. I'm starting to overheat, so I'm going to take a break here. Okay, I think I recovered. Time to head back down the stairs and go back the way I came. I applaud people who go up and down those stairs more than once. Saw one guy do it at least twice. Once is enough for me today. So it was 4.25 kilometers before I hit those stairs. And now I've got 4.25 kilometers back again. Always manage to take longer walks than I intend to. Still got things to do today. Shouldn't have sat on my ass all morning, I guess. Back to work tomorrow. It was a good holiday though. Had a nice trip to Nanaimo. Went to a few places I'd never been before, or had been so long ago I don't even remember. Did Gabriola Island and Lindley Park, right in the center of Nanaimo, and Newcastle Island. Walked around parts of Piper Lagoon that I hadn't done in the past, so it was a good trip. Good to see our daughter and her boyfriend, fiance, whatever you say these days, and got to see their new place, which they seem quite happy with, even though my wife keeps saying to them how different they could change things. They've been in the place for 4 days, my dear. Let them settle in. All in all, a good trip. I was really surprised on the ferries. Heading out there, we took a 4 o'clock ferry on a Thursday, and it was only half full, and that was from Horseshoe Bay to Nanaimo, Departure Bay. And coming home, we left on a Tuesday, 9 a.m. ferry, and it too was only half full out of Duke Point to Tawasin. So I don't know if that's normal for those sailings or if people just aren't traveling. Of course, I knew when we were planning to hit the ferry, so I made reservations. And somehow I'm still not convinced it's not some kind of scam, but for 2 people in a vehicle, going out was $125. Coming back from Duke Point to Tawasin, somehow I got a fare saver ticket, and I think that was only a $90 trip with a reservation. So I guess we don't go out there enough to be ferry savvy, so just need to roll the dice and figure out your plan. I think if you were winging it, you would have gotten on a ferry one way or the other, maybe pay less. I don't know how I look when I'm walking, but anyone I see who's jogging just look like they've been beaten up with a wet rag. No, thank you. This pace is fine for me. But even Highway 16 from Edmonton to Valemont was relatively quiet. Most of that is 4-lane until you hit Jasper. And we looked at some of the devastation in Jasper. It's kind of sad, especially places we used to frequent throughout the years. One of them was the L&W restaurant. It was starting to show signs of age, but you know, you always knew it was there, and you could get a okay meal for an okay price for Jasper standards. And then Highway 5 from Valemont to Kamloops, again, hardly busy. So I don't know if it's too early in the summer, or again, maybe people aren't traveling. Gas prices in Alberta are relatively reasonable till you get out to the smaller communities. So, interesting. I'm not going to complain though. It was nice driving. Even the Coquihalla wasn't that busy. And these are weekdays we were traveling, so weekends might make all the difference. Still was a thing that made me go, this water smells like pure dog shit. Must be a lot of rotted foliage in it. I don't see any turds per se. I'm a few days behind on my video postings, which is good in a way. They should say you should always have some videos in the bank. So if you wonder why a video from June 5th is coming out on the 13th, that's the reason. I don't know if I should continue dating them or not. My knees and ankles feel pretty good today, so maybe taking that 2 or 3 day break was a good thing. Getting some heavy duty clouds off into the northwest there. Good thing I'm heading back. But you never know where or when a storm is going to hit. Could just end up blowing by. Back to the pedestrian bridge again that we didn't cross. But I'm going to continue straight through and parallel Hawrelak Park. Make sure we don't get run over here. See if they finish the path this year. Back on the easy part of the trail. Very few elevation changes here, especially at the height of the ones on the other side of the pedestrian bridge. Starting to cool off a bit too, so I'll take that as well. There used to be more horses along this trail. People riding them from the equestrian center on Keeler Road. Been no evidence of them lately, though. Well, people out having fun on the river. I must just be a big scaredy cat. Lots of shoreline to paddle up to, so no need to be nervous, one would think. Okay, kilometer 6 1/4, and my ankles are starting to hurt. Why'd I open my big fat trap? Oh well, gotta power through. It's the only way to get back to my car. To me, these stupid things are a scourge on our environment. Those stupid things lying all over the place. And then you get idiots zipping down sidewalks downtown at, I don't know, it seems like 30 kilometers an hour. Probably not. Buy your own scooter so you don't have to just dump it in the river valley like that when the battery runs out. Or you get nefarious people just picking them up and dumping them in the river valley too. Okay, I'm going to take this trail that parallels that one, but should be no bikes on it. That's the theory anyways. Wind is picking up. I hope I don't get wet. Haven't felt a drop yet, other than my own sweat. Getting late in the afternoon already. I really need to learn to get out earlier. I kind of got hung up editing a video, and once I start doing that, time just seems to pass me by. This is going to end up being a more solid of a walk than I had planned, but if you plan things, then something goes sideways, right? So it's always best to wing it in life. Good luck with that advice. I have not come along one person on this part of the trail. Guess if I wanted peace and quiet, I should have stayed up here. I wanted to be near the river though, just to see what activities were happening there. Back to paralleling the golf course again. As long as I don't get beamed in the head with a golf ball, I'm happy. And if somebody can get a golf ball through there and actually hit me with it, they probably shouldn't be on the course anymore. The bush is pretty dense. I doubt that would happen. Getting a few sprinkles of rain on me now. Nice tree canopies through here. Guess it sounds like that, but still remind you you're in an urban environment. Starting to cool off enough that the mosquitoes are coming out. I sprayed myself off, but I might have sweated it off already. Blood-sucking vultures. A woman went jogging by me, and I try not to video people on purpose. And I have my camera down at my side, but the screen's still on. And she picked up on that right away. So I don't know if she's in tune to that kind of thing, just people with cameras, or you know, out jogging kind of on a desolate or unpopulated trail. I mean, there's people right through those trees there, but so I guess it's good she's got her wits about her. She wasn't wearing any earbuds or anything either. So I remember in the winter I was out walking. It was a narrow trail in the snow because it had just snowed the day before. And I was coming up behind this girl and she had her earbuds in, and I went out to pass her and she nearly jumped out of her skin. I'm like, you need to be more aware of your surroundings. Dark in here, but I think it's always darker than it really is because my sunglasses are got quite the filter on them. Of course, when you're walking in the snow too, you don't make a lot of noise, so that didn't help either. But I'm pretty clunky when I'm walking, so she must have had her tunes or podcast or whatever amped right up. Well, we're back in the public space, so it is, the noise is amped up quite a bit. Got those nice cooking smells again though. Boy, when people grill, they do it up right, boy, based on the cooking smells. I'm getting hungry. Well, back in Emily Murphy Park, if I hadn't mentioned that already. Getting some spitty rain right now. My wife just phoned me and said it's pouring rain in the West End. I was going to wash her car, but maybe I can get out of doing that. I'll just gas it up and go get groceries. The exciting life of mundane man. A neat little fountain they put in. And wash your shoes. Fill up your water bottles. I don't know if they just did that for the running room race or if that's there all the time. Well, some people are getting concerned about the clouds and stuff, and they're packing up. So if this is a short-lived storm, you can come back in the evening and continue your picnic or cookout. Okay, I can see my car ahead there, so let's see how we did today. Okay, that was 8.37 kilometers in an hour and 45 minutes. And it was my second fastest on a hike. So good pace today. 11,700 steps. And a good walk overall from Emily Murphy Park over to Hawrelak Park. And then kind of into the White Mud Ravine at the start of it there. And up and down those stairs. So I think I earned my keep today. So until the next one.